I hope you're doing well. Today I am going to go out on my road bike and I'm going to test out the new Zipp 303 wheels that I was sent by them a couple of weeks ago. So I've already done a video that kind of looks in depth at this new wheel design. They are quite a step up from my old 303s, which were already very good. But what's really exciting about the wheels is they can be run at a crazy low pressure. In fact, Zipp recommend that they are run at pressures that just kind of blow my mind. Take a look at the video that I did a couple of weeks ago. That will explain more, but I will obviously explain again in this video what I'm talking about. So the wheels have been set up with Tyre, which is a built-in smart pressure gauge that goes on the valve, and I'm going to link this to my phone. Well, in fact, I already have linked it to my phone, but with it linked to the app on my phone, I can first of all check what pressure Zipp recommend that I ride. I already know it's pretty low, it's about 50 psi, but I can double check what pressure they recommend I ride for today's conditions on the terrain that I'm going to be riding, and I can set up an alert on my Garmin for if the pressure deviates from the range that I've programmed it to be. So the thing that I really want to do today is go for a ride with my tyres set at Zipp's recommended pressure, and I want to see how it feels. Can it really be fast riding at 50 psi on a road bike? It just seems crazy. Surely that's going to feel sluggish. Or is it just psychological that you feel like you're going faster when you've got skinny tyres pumped up to 120 psi? Because it's so damn bumpy, it just feels fast? I don't know. That's what I want to find out. So I will just quickly go through everything on the app, double check that I've got the tyres at the right pressure, and then let's go. So here is my lovely carbon windy miller equipped with SRAM, ETAP, axis. Oh, just noticed I must remember to put the battery back in there. Yeah, so obviously it's got the Zipp 303 wheels, and here is the tyre whiz that I was talking about. I'm just gonna go ahead and find them on my SRAM Axis app. Tyre whiz says wait to connect. So they are connected. I'm just gonna double check what they recommend I should have using the pressure guide. Bike weight. Wow. I do actually need to weigh my bike first, so I'll just run off and get the scales and be back in a minute. What's it saying? Oh, 8.1 kilos. Ah, I did think it was about 8 kilos, so I wasn't that far off. So I'll just input that 8 kilos into there. Obviously I've got all the rest of the stuff set up. Okay, so it's suggesting that my front tyre should be 49.2 and my rear tyre should be 52.4. Obviously I've immediately forgotten what they're meant to be. 49.2 and 52.4. Okay, rear tyre 52.1. It's quite hard to get the pressure exact with a pump like this, but obviously using the app I can have a look as I'm pumping to see what pressure I'm at, so that's really useful. I find that really useful for cyclocross or gravel. Where am I? Okay, right, I'm good. I still can't believe it's telling me to put in less than 50 psi. Don't know if you can see that, but I have got the tyres where they should be. Let's ride them! I've discovered a couple of things in the few kilometres I've done since I left home. The first one is you should not ride with your lovely camera on your back when it's wet out and you're going down muddy lanes. Didn't think that one out. I guess this camera's going in a bowl of rice when I get home. The other thing is, I don't know if my disc is slightly bent, but something is making an awful noise as I'm riding along. So yeah, I think it's my rotor rubbing. The other thing is the wheels feel fast. I really was expecting to feel at least some slight kind of sponginess with the tyres at 50 psi. I figured it would feel different. Honestly, I can't tell that much difference to the 80 psi that I normally ride. I'm going to do a couple of little sprints and try some cornering, see how it feels in terms of traction. But yeah, so far so good. Time for a sprint? Yeah! It's all lovely and sunny. Now I'm home. Typical. But anyway, just wanted to quickly cover off how the wheels felt. I'm not doing a proper review because, well, I'm sponsored by SRAM, so I don't feel it would be objective to do an actual review. This is more just my impressions on what they felt like to ride. As I said earlier, I was fully expecting that 50 psi was going to be a bit on the squidgy side, but I didn't notice that when I was just riding along. When I was sprinting, it felt really good. What I did notice was when I was cornering really hard, the tyres almost felt kind of tacky, as in you had good traction, and that's got to be something to do with the lowered PSI. So interesting that they felt kind of tacky and grippy but not squidgy. I guess that's because I got the PSI correct for my weight and everything. The tyre whiz is pretty cool. Not entirely flawless on today's ride. I was trying to display the front and rear PSI on my Garmin display, but for some reason it was only showing one at a time. I don't know if that's user error and I haven't set it up right, or if that's something to do with the third-party app that allows you to add the data field to your Garmin screen. I don't know. Moving forward, I'd be really interested to try a couple of things. Firstly, I'd like to try the tyre whiz on my gravel bike. I'm really intrigued to see what tyre pressure the pressure guide suggests for me when I'm riding my gravel bike. Maybe that's another video. But the other thing I want to do is ride these wheels in a crit at 50 psi, so I'm like cornering really hard, and I see how it feels in terms of grip under those conditions. Obviously there's no racing at the moment, so God knows when that's going to happen. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I can tell you. I hope you enjoyed watching. Leave me any questions or comments below. Always nice to hear from you guys. And give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, see you later. Bye.